And the cutter that Noel has on the blue line, that's like a huge pair of scissors. That operates at 200,000 pounds of pressure. Because of the increased technology and high tensile steels in this car, you need a cutter that strong to cut through that metal. So we're going to pop off the front door, we're going to pop it open, and then we're going to actually cut the hinges and remove the door entirely. You can see that the guys broke the glass that we need to break. We don't like to just go crazy and break a bunch of glass, because that glass, although it's called safety glass, it will cut you. And we want to limit that. We also put ribbing under the car, so the car's not going to move. We also have something to push off of when we need to make parts of the car move where we want it to. So if somebody's inside that car trapped right now, we're going to try to get a firefighter in there. Usually they might have to sit in the back seat, but they'll be in there talking to the patient that's trapped in the car, treating their injuries, starting IVs on them, giving them pain medication if we need to. We'll have an engine company that's there. We might pull a hose line in case we have concerns that the car might catch on fire. And then, like I said, it's the truck company guy's job to use the tools to get the person cut out of the vehicle. So right now, these guys are about 3 minutes into the extrication. We would love to be able to get on scene and get you out of the car in less than 20 minutes and get you off to a trauma center. We're very fortunate in the County of Los Angeles with our agency being the size that we are and having the services that we can provide to our patients to be able to get them to a trauma center quickly. We are the only fire agency in the world that has a large fleet of helicopters. You may have seen a helicopter in the air here earlier in the day. Our helicopters are white and yellow. There are air squads, and we actually have one that's just on the other side of the fairgrounds at Brackett Field, and we saw them flying overhead earlier in the day if you guys happen to notice them. What's nice about those helicopters is that you might be an hour away from a trauma center by ground ambulance, but those helicopters can get you there in less than 10 minutes. So right now we have the door removed, and these guys are doing a series of These guys are now doing a series of cuts on the car, cutting it in different areas so that we can make it move how we want. We're going to displace the dash, which means that we're saying that our driver is pinned underneath the dash, their lower body, and we're going to lift the dash straight up in the air. So once the release cuts are all made, we're going to get the spreaders on the red line back in there to lift the dash up. And they're about 9 minutes now into the extrication from when they started. So Noel's using our high-powered cutters to cut through that post there. That post that goes from the windshield all the way down to near the front tire, that's called the A-post. And that's one of the main structural components of the car that we have to cut all the way through to be able to lift the dash up and off our patient in the front seat. Dan's got just a Milwaukee Sawzall, just like a Sawzall you might have at home and use it around projects around the house. It's actually one of our most effective tools for vehicle extrication type work. So they're just making sure that their cuts are all the way through what they need to be through. Dan's going to finish it off the Sawzall. We're at almost 12 minutes right now on the timer. So they're going to swing out that piece of metal that they cut. That gives a little foothold area then for the spreaders to sit to displace the dash up in the air. I think they're going to make one last cut. Okay, so now Art's gonna, what we call jack the dash. We're gonna lift the dash straight up. So keep your eye on the steering wheel. If we've done a good job here, our goal is to get that steering wheel to push up and out through the windshield. So these spreaders now are working at 60,000 pounds of pressure to push the dash up in the air. Sometimes it might only take us 2 inches of movement to get the person relieved and out. But these spreaders will open up to 32 inches wide. There you go. That's called a dash jack. So thank you everybody. They were at 16 and a half minutes. So right about